When I was young, my dad kept on singing and singing and singing and singing, and then I just started copying him.
At just 9 years old, Celine Tam captivated the world with a flawless rendition of My Heart Will Go On America's Got Talent, leaving even Simon Cowell speechless. But this was only the beginning of her remarkable journey. Born in Hong Kong into a musical family, Celine's story is one of talent, perseverance, and determination. In this video, we'll dive into her early life, the challenges and triumphs she faced on AGT, and what she's been up to since. From local stages to international fame, Celine's journey continues to inspire millions worldwide. Celine Tam, the journey from Hong Kong to global stardom. Celine Tam was born on November 26, 2007 in Hong Kong, a bustling metropolis where East meets West. From the moment she entered the world, it was clear that her journey would be anything but ordinary. Growing up in a household where music was not just a pastime but a way of life, Celine's natural gift for singing was nurtured from an early age. Her father, Dr. Steve Tam, was not just a regular parent. He was a professional vocal coach with an enduring love for music. Dr. Tam's influence on Celine was profound, and his expertise would guide her through the complexities of music, instilling a deep sense of discipline, artistry, and a passion for musical exploration. Dr. Tam and his wife, Zee Minchin, made a bold decision when they named their first daughter after one of the world's most iconic vocalists, Celine Dion. This was no mere coincidence. Celine Dion's powerful voice had a profound impact on Dr. Tam, shaping not just his musical tastes, but also his aspirations for his daughter. The name wasn't just a tribute. It was a symbol of the ambition that he harbored for Celine to become an artist of the same caliber. It wasn't just Celine who shared this connection to Dion. Her younger sister, Dion, was also named after the Canadian superstar, marking another link in a family story deeply rooted in admiration for Dion's vocal artistry. This choice set the stage for Celine to grow up with a constant reminder of the musical legacy she was expected to uphold. Little did anyone know, Celine was more than ready to rise to the challenge. The musical landscape of the Tam household. The Tam household was a veritable symphony of sound. Classical music, pop, traditional Chinese melodies, and Western ballads filled the air, offering young Celine a rich and diverse musical education. Music was not merely background noise, but the pulse of their home, creating a fertile environment for Celine's burgeoning talent. Her father didn't just encourage her to sing, he trained her in a variety of musical styles, understanding that true greatness in the music industry often comes from versatility. From the very beginning, it was clear that Celine's future was intricately tied to music. While most children were just beginning to explore their own interests and preferences, Celine was already displaying remarkable vocal ability. But the turning point came when she was just 3 years old, a pivotal moment in her journey toward stardom. A childhood voice that defied belief. One of the most memorable moments of Celine's childhood occurred when she was sitting in the back seat of the family car. At the time, the family was listening to the iconic My Heart Will Go On by Celine Dion, a song that would later define her own career. What happened next is something that could only be described as remarkable. Without any prompting, Celine began singing the song, her tiny voice echoing through the car. But what made this moment so extraordinary was not just that she was singing the song, it was the clarity, emotion, and precision with which she hit every note. Imagine that. A 3-year-old singing My Heart Will Go On with a maturity and skill that would astonish even seasoned performers. Dr. Tam, deeply moved by his daughter's raw talent, knew instantly that this was no ordinary child. From that moment, he made the decision to invest everything he had into her musical development. He began training her not just in Western pop music, but in classical music, opera, and other genres, ensuring that Celine would be a well-rounded artist capable of performing a wide range of music. Dr. Tam's approach was methodical and precise, not aiming to make Celine a typical child star, but to create a versatile and enduring performer. He saw in her a future that transcended trends, and so began a training regimen that would prepare her for the demands of the music industry. While many children her age were still in the sandbox, Celine was already rehearsing for public performances, a sign of the extraordinary path that lay ahead. The rise of a young star. By the time Celine was 5 years old, she was already performing at local singing competitions and events throughout Hong Kong. These early performances were met with awe. Imagine a young child, no older than a kindergarten student, commanding the stage with the poise and confidence of a seasoned performer. Her vocal ability was nothing short of astonishing, and her stage presence was undeniable. She had an ability to capture the audience's attention that most adults could only dream of. As the years passed, Celine's talent continued to evolve. She participated in more and more singing competitions, both locally in Hong Kong and in nearby China. Each time, she impressed judges and audiences alike, not just with her vocal range, but also with her emotional depth and understanding of the music. It was clear that Celine wasn't just another child with a pretty voice. She was a gifted artist in the making. The game-changing moment, America's Got Talent. By 2017, Celine Tam's reputation as a young, rising star was already well established in Hong Kong and China. However, it was her audition for America's Got Talent, AGT, that would truly catapult her into international stardom. At the age of 9, Celine traveled to the United States to compete in one of the world's most prestigious talent competitions. The experience was both thrilling and nerve-wracking for the young singer, but she handled it with a level of maturity far beyond her years. Standing before the AGT judges, Simon Cowell, Melba, Heidi Klum, and Howie Mandel, Celine introduced herself with a wide, confident smile. She shared the story of how she had been named after Celine Dion and revealed that her favorite song was naturally, "My Heart Will Go On." It was a personal touch that immediately connected her to the audience, and her youthful charm was enough to win them over before she even sang a note. When Celine began to sing, the judges and audience were left speechless. Her rendition of the iconic song was nothing short of magical. She sang with a depth of emotion that seemed far beyond her years, her voice soaring effortlessly through the challenging notes. The audience was in awe, and the judges were visibly moved by her performance. Simon Cowell, known for his tough and often critical stance, could only express his admiration, calling the performance incredible. Celine's audition ended with a standing ovation from both the judges and the audience, sealing her place as a breakout star. This was the moment that changed everything for Celine. She was no longer just a talented child from Hong Kong. She was a global sensation. From that point on, Celine's journey on America's Got Talent would captivate millions, with each of her performances further cementing her place as a top contender in the competition. Rising through the ranks on AGT week after week, Celine continued to deliver powerhouse performances, showcasing her incredible vocal range and emotional depth. Her rendition of "How Am I Supposed to Live Without You" by Michael Bolton was particularly memorable, solidifying her place as a frontrunner in the competition. Celine was no longer just a contestant. She had become a fan favorite, with people all over the world rooting for her to win. However, despite her incredible talent, Celine's journey on AGT came to an unexpected end in the semifinals. While Celine didn't win the grand prize, her time on the show had an immense impact. Her performances had introduced her to a global audience, and her future in the music industry looked brighter than ever. The post-AGT journey. Hong Kong to the world. Upon returning to Hong Kong, Celine was greeted as a local hero. The people of her hometown had been cheering for her throughout the competition, and her success became the talk of the city. But Celine didn't rest on her laurels. Instead, she dove headfirst into her post-AGT career, which was just as impressive as her time on the show. Celine was invited to perform at high-profile events in Hong Kong, China, and beyond, each time proving that she was much more than a child star. Her appearances on World's Got Talent in China further cemented her status as an international sensation. Celine's performances captivated audiences from around the world, demonstrating that her rise to fame was not just a flash in the pan. It was the beginning of a long and successful career. the pressures of fame and criticism. However, fame is never without its challenges, especially for a young artist. As Celine transitioned from a child star to a teenager, she faced growing criticism and public scrutiny. Social media, while a powerful tool for connecting with fans, also brought with it a deluge of negative comments. Some questioned whether she could maintain her success as she grew older, while others criticized her more recent performances. Yet, despite the harsh online world, Celine remained focused on her passion for music. She chose not to let the criticism derail her, but instead used it as motivation to continue growing as an artist. Balancing fame and education. One of the most admirable qualities about Celine is her unwavering commitment to education. Despite the demands of her music career, she has always emphasized the importance of continuing her studies. Celine has shown that it's possible to balance fame with academic achievement, excelling in both areas. Her love for learning, particularly in subjects like history and literature, has helped her stay grounded as she navigates the pressures of fame. Celine is proof that talent and intellect can coexist, and that no matter how high her career soars, she remains committed to her personal development. The evolving voice of Celine Tam. As Celine has grown older, so too has her voice. The once angelic tones of her childhood have evolved into a more mature, powerful sound. Her vocal range has deepened, and she's able to convey even more emotion in her performances. Celine's transformation from a young prodigy into a sophisticated artist has been nothing short of extraordinary. And as she continues to evolve, her voice remains one of the most captivating in the music industry. Celine Tam's journey from a young girl with a passion for singing to a global sensation is a story of perseverance, talent, and growth. With each step she takes, Celine is carving out a legacy that will inspire generations of artists to come. Her story is far from over, and the world eagerly awaits the next chapter in her remarkable career.